Hello, welcome to my reading. I wanted to hop on here and I meant to do this earlier, but I want to give this reading before I go to bed. So, essentially, I'm just going to be pulling some cards from my Angel Tarot. This is a tarot deck where all of the major arcana are equivalent with an angel. So the Empress is the angel of abundance. The Devil is the angel of freedom. And they're all read in the upright. So there is really no negative dark energy in this deck. However, the minor arcana remain the same. So there can be negative and positive, but you're not going to get any foreboding aspects here. So I like to pull 3 cards from here just to gauge the energy and branch off if necessary. However, what I also do have is this. It's called the Creative Whack Pack. I like this. There's a really good energy to this. This is essentially a deck of divination cards. These each contain ideas, creative aspects to conceive in your own mind about your situation, your judgment, your ideas. And this is something I wanted to include. So what we got right now is focus on the real truth. On each of these cards, you get a little read on what that means here. So, in this card, 2 men went to a Sufi court to settle a dispute. After the plaintiff made his case, the judge said, "That's right." Then the defendant made his case, and again the judge said, "That's right." At this, the clerk exclaimed, "They both can't be right." The judge replied, "That's right." Moral: truth is all around us. What matters is where you put your focus. What's really important? Where should your focus be? So we have that to go along with what I just first pulled from the Angel Tarot, which is the 10 of Cups. Home. That's one of the best cards in the deck. I really love that card. So I'm going to fill this out. Got the Queen of Pentacles. She's holding a nice little white bunny rabbit with red eyes. It sometimes really creeps me out, that card, but oftentimes it's a really cute kind of energy. It says comfort. So the Queen of Pentacles, the Earth Queen, she holds out a pentacle with a star on it, an offering. Third card, 2 of Wands, progress. Like a kindling, a pairing of sticks, a campfire. That's the energy I'm getting here. So we'll read it like this. First we have the 10 of Cups, the starting card, home. This is the principal energy, but we pair it with the Queen of Pentacles. This is the action. This is what we need to know. So what this will be telling me, and I like this, a little branch of trees. It's kind of hard to see coming off of her throne. It's like a Japanese bonsai tree or something, but it just really indicates natural sporadic growth, like lightning upward naturally. And so what I'm getting from this, when we compare this to the 10 of Cups, when they're symbolically joined, is that you're taking care of your energy. You're like creating a garden, although you're farming. All right, you're getting an animal. You're getting, this could be people too. You're getting not pets, like, you're controlling them, but pets and growth, kind of like keeping hens who lay eggs. I was having this download earlier today, The Golden Goose, that classic story, where we have the farmer who has a golden goose and it starts laying eggs. That keeps on giving him pentacles every day until he's got his 10 of Cups. Well, at least that's what he would be getting if he didn't have the moral of the story. He ends up crushing the goose, trying to squeeze even more golden eggs out after getting a mansion, after upgrading every part of his life. He doesn't actually accept that he was given this gift and take it in stride to care for it and be comfortable with gratitude in that he has the golden goose. Now, I'm getting in this energy that you don't have one golden goose. Alright? It's just a good analogy. You are working in the Earth Mother energy. And you're going towards the Ten of Cups. This is already in your energy. This is literally something like a ship that's so close to the shore that you're already cheering and saying hello. Alright? That's this energy. It doesn't mean you're like, oh, I just got the job offer. It means energetically, in the spirit, this is coming in. You could feel it. Alright? That's how you'll know if this is for you. You can feel. It's not a knowing of exactly every part, but you feel that something good is coming. And you're called, and your character is now the comfort of a mother, of a farmer. It doesn't have to be matriarchal, it doesn't have to be motherly, but taking care of your living projects. And again, in a natural way, where you proceed with identity to these creatures. Okay? So, could potentially be a group of friends where you're working on something together, putting a space together, coming up with a place to put shows on. You could be putting together art spaces with like-minded friends and creative individuals, and just proceed with that with a proper comfort, a comfy vibe. Be calm and really sit into that weight and have your grace, knowing with gratitude that you're going to get so much and you're all going to give it to each other, and it will be like intertwining a matrix of loving support. Alright, like a woven basket with this Two of Wands, right? And so what I'm getting here with this, the Two of Wands, this is your interwoven, your cooperation. You're putting one foot in front of the other, and you're putting safety, you're putting comfort in the current situation. With that, this is something which you want to focus on, the real truth. Focus on what's your real identity. Who are you beyond, depression, scarcity, being afraid of disgrace, being afraid that there might be an issue, right? Focus on the real truth. What's the way to solve the issue? You're the judge, not of other people all the time, only, but not only that, but your inner self, your ideas, your Two Wands. What do you want to cast with? Do you want to cast with the dark energy or the light energy? When you're being called into your Ten of Cups with your Queen of Pentacles energy, you're going to want to cast with your comfort, like the comfort creator. Alright, so that's enough of that, but so yeah, I really like that. So what are you really looking at with this situation? What is your good? The goal which is going to level up, reaching new heights with help and safety, community, comfort, collaboration, and just good creativity with others. And it doesn't even always have to be others, but in this spot, I'm feeling could be family. You're just depending on people in the ways which are comfortable and create growth for you. So you're not, no stress. Creation. Alright, so we're going to grab another whack pack card. What we have here, haha, Be Wacky. It's the token card with this deck. Be Wacky. So, this one I love. what it's about basically is when you get to the boardroom, brainstorming your ideas, be zany, be crazy, come up, pretend you're a clown, pretend you're Batman, go into all these little fun little creative avenues, like streams all joining into one river. You're like water finding the closest route. Where does gravity take water the most naturally, right? In your mind, don't let anything limit you. Don't need to be no seriousness when it isn't necessary. Okay, but I'll read to you what it says. One day, a new product design team got into a really wacky mood and made fun of their product. They were zany and off the wall. The meeting was a great success, and many new ideas were generated. The next week, everybody was in a serious mood, and no new ideas were generated. Moral: there's a close relationship between the aha of discovery and the ha-ha of humor, and being wacky stimulates your creative juice. As the Chinese philosopher Lao Tzu put it, as soon as you have a thought, laugh at it. What wacky things can you do to your idea? Your idea can get creative in action and activity in terms of all these types of venues. I keep on getting that, like a venue, like a musical stage or a music art space, some kind of put together clay pottery display, something cool where people are joining together in a creative correspondence. Alright, it's a little weird. It's abstract because I'm not trying to put it in a box. But be wacky. Be willing to put Basquiat energy into this activity. Alright? Join together. Be willing with people to kind of combine, conjoin, and grow in these great and unseen ways, which our energy, our intuitive essence is capable of achieving. So, right? So we'll basically be looking for community, for guidance from within, from a place of like almost childlike genuinity. Like when you watch a TV show, when you watch Batman, right? It's coming up again for me. Or you're watching Adventure Time, some kind of cartoons, and you come back from that world where you're immersed in it, and you kind of run around the house pretending, waving a stick around, like pretending you're in the show, right? You're mixing different episodes, you're mixing different shows in general, and you're creating a character all created from you. And it's from a natural, kind of wacky, funny, kid-like energy, right? So just take that and, entertain those vibes. Feel into it. That is interesting to me. And I feel as though it's interesting to you, too, to have that kind of essence. Achieving in that progress, where you've probably, it could be feeling like stilted, you're kind of chicken-legged. You're like, I can kind of play, I can kind of be childlike, but it's going to keep comfortably progressing. And put forward your good, one foot in front of the other. What you're doing is good, it's comfortable, but focus on the goal, focus on the real truth. Don't focus on the catastrophes, don't focus on the energy you're missing or misplacing. Be wacky, have fun with it, like a circus stilt man. They had to fall a million times, just like when they learned to walk. They were up on those freaking stilts going all around, and they're freely moving. That's the fun of it. Being wacky, having fun, being a carnival parade of your own precious energy. Alright, so let's get a card from the Angel Tarot for what motion would they best put this presence in towards? Judgment. Alright, immediate energy I clocked from this. It was that there are friends who are a part of your old feelings and vibes, which are not free and are around holding you around voyaging separately. Alright? So with judgment here, I'm feeling quite like you are this maiden and blowing the horn, the angel of the past. So what are you putting your motion towards with this new energy? It is putting your judgment towards the past to acknowledge and let it go. This is blowing in. You're calling in the new. You're calling in a new collective. A new collective. Alright? So you're a part of a creative force before where it was maybe kind of draining. It was kind of catastrophic. People are focused on catastrophes, energy draining. They're focused on conservation, empathy and dread, right? It's maybe not a horrible thing and people aren't doing it for bad nature, but you're kind of holding on in this heart to your healing. You're recreating that wacky, childlike, free comfort and progress, right? You're trying to pull that feeling of vibrancy, of freedom from your childlike present and fill up the space, the vast separation between your judgments, who you were back then, who you were with these people. These two dolphins, they represent old friends or old versions of yourself. But I'm feeling like old people. However, she's floating. Her feet are on the water. She's riding a wave, but it's almost feeling like she's flying. She feels the flow, but she's flying. She feels the air more than the thrashing of waves. So what you want to do is you want to meditate. Meditate on your feelings of generosity, of joyous, fun representation of your soul. Really call it judgment. It's time for judgment. Focus on the real truth. Right? Who can you depend on? What wand do you want to cast with? Do you want to play by your trumpet? Or do you want to use the dark wand? Use the wand where it's full of dread, fear, control, pressure, fear of anything. There isn't any true safe space, right? Your friends, they were in the thrashing water. They're feeling the water that you're feeling, but you're free. You're above. You're wacky. And they're weathering it. They're just weathering it. They're, where you wanted to be at a certain time, but you're freeing yourself up and out. Alright, so I really like this feeling of judgment. And again, we're in the feeling of comfort, right? So we're not calling on you to cast judgment of enemy or rage or resentment. Don't feel anything bad outside of what's natural. But feel free. Feel free because you're comfortable and you can care. You've got a new companion or companions with this little funny bunny. This freaky little guy with red eye. Alright? And you've got the earthly pentacle. So this creative nature, intuitive spirit. Imagine not just like pets or friends that are just fun to hang out with, but imagine this as like Alice in Wonderland. This bunny is leading you to a wonderland. Alright? Within you works with freedom and angels. Like, it's talking a little weird, but it's how I feel, how to channel the energy. With this lady, you're fully embodying the freedom of touching the waves and the splash and the earth through the tides, through these big waves of emotion, because that's what the water symbolizes, is emotion. And it's turbulent, it's big. But that's how you make art. That's how you make big, energetic changes and differences and do journeys, because journeys are intensely emotional. And for you, I can tell, your journey is through emotion. And you made it through and out, but go up, because it's how you can, it's where you will get your 10 of Cups. It's how you will make progress. Leave the turbulence. Examine it. Have comfort. But focus on the real truth. What's better for you? Being in the water, where your friends were turbulent and exhausted, your community, it wasn't the right vibe, and you know it, right? And that's why you are where you are. You're comfortable now, and I can feel that. It's a very easy energy. So, put your motion towards exiting entirely, embodying the angel, freeing your airy, lovely, wacky, cool personality, and personify this angel of air who feels the freedom, the past, the knowing, without any negative energy, without any harm, for the greatest good. Alright, so when we're feeling this here, I think I'm going to pull one more card. I'm feeling like we got to where we needed to in order to really fulfill what you feel. But here, in order to guide you, I want to get a little bit of clarification on the judgment. So how are we getting that? From where we are, the comfort, sense of progress, we've breached the water, we have our feet touching the waves, we feel the turbulence, but we're making the feeling decision, right? Where we're going to focus on the real truth. We can't both be right. You're the judge, right? We can't both be the dolphin and the angel, unfortunately. And we don't have to abandon it. We can always change. We can decide later if we want to go back to being a dolphin. It's not forever. But we have the 9 of Wands. Here's what you will want with your energy. Now, this isn't grim or serious determination. It's serious in the sense that you're going to commit to it, but not in a forced way. Feel it. It's like waking up and deciding what you want to eat for breakfast. Over weeks, you're going to find you eat the same things pretty consistently, and you switch it up now and then, right? You're not forcing yourself to do that. That's how a good diet works. You just start integrating new items that are healthy, and over time you feel good. But if we're going to be wacky in that example, you could just start doing things that don't seem normal, you know? Get a hard-boiled egg in yogurt and dip the hard-boiled egg in ketchup because you thought of it and it was like, that's crazy. Would that feel good? Would that be a good breakfast? Right? Just do something. And it's not like you don't have to try. Just let it flow. That's why you're still connected. That's where your feet touch the waves. That turbulence is feeling. It's not something you aren't wanting to drift away, right, into the clouds and be far in the ether, separate. You're feeling this way because you're finding your new friends, whether that's Alice in Wonderland, your little twinkly Cheshire Cat, and the Mad Hatter, right? You're finding your freedom energetically, or like freeing your energy for friends, right? You're going to continue, and with determination, you're just going to keep your calm, keep your comfort, don't be swayed is essentially what I'm talking about. That's what I'm feeling from the Nine of Wands. Yeah. The more wands are messages, they're fiery. So I'm feeling that your thoughts are mattering a lot. Mantras, that could be a big deal to you. So mantras, repeating certain things, you could come up with your own. You could also search them up if you need to. But I'm feeling that you can maybe benefit from, now this determination is internal, just the same as this progress, this comfort, and your focus on the truth. All that is going on internally. What you want isn't to start acting out. Alright, if it is, it isn't in a major way. That's not what I'm getting. What you want to do with your Nine of Wands is take the messages from your daily life and be the judge, right? Be the judge. You can judge which message energies you're going to accept, what you judge for good and what's bad. And once you judge what's good and bad, you can decide whether you're going to create with light or dark. And with that, you're going to materialize the manifestations that you're actively after. Alright? So really determine in your mind. Fill up your mind like a fire. Kindle a fire. Which is already, I feel like a Four of Wands, you know? This Two of Wands is you connecting. It's creating. It's kindling. But I'm imagining it like a bigger fire, you know? You're at 4 out of 10. For me, I never totally saw 10 of Wands as like overburdened. It can be. But I often see Wands as a really good thing. It's all down to if you can support it. You can be a master of all these wands if you're capable of it. You're just going to have to take it on. So with this, it's kind of heavy, but it's not heavy. You're capable. Your weight is way stronger than what weight this is, and so it's not too important. Spirit telling me like, okay, who cares? All right. So I'm gonna get one more actually. Okay. So what's this one more? This one more is whatever. Two of Pentacles. Juggling. So we got a lot of twos. This is kind of crazy. Focus on the real truth. Two truths. Really it was kind of three, but it's two truths. The judge is looking at both and saying they're both right. Two of Wands. This is your leaning on people, your two different wands. A sense of progress. Community combination. Choosing. And here we go, juggling. Juggling. With this, this is an interesting energy. It's come after determination and judgment. It's like wanting the safety and the comfort of both your old identity. I keep on thinking enemies. I don't know if you have enemies. You know, maybe old friends or something that were maybe more emotionally and energetically attached to fear, scarcity, and it felt like they were attacking you. However, the feeling I'm getting from the juggling is that like your fear comfort, right? Kind of like warm under your blanket watching Criminal Minds, alright? You're watching horrible stuff on the TV and you're wanting to forget your day because it's pretty sucky, but you're just fully engrossed in the scary, fear-based mind where you can hide and huddle and forget it, right? That's the juggling. We don't, you know. I don't want to cast judgment because let you do what you want to do. Again, we're being wacky. We're judging, but we're not harsh. We're always judging. Pick up a carton of eggs and look at them. you don't want one of the bad eggs, right? We're not angry, we're not serious, we're not upset. We're just doing it at the right time. In case you get home, then you might be upset, right? If you find the same egg. So we're just being conscious, all right? But be conscious of when you're juggling to another identity, one of, your other identity, where you kind of let go of the energy of calm, comfort, 10 of cups, feeling like, hey, I'm wacky. I'm feeling like I'm, woohoo, we're off into the world, right? We want to be where we are feeling me. I'm feeling like myself, right? But we don't want to take on the energy of feeling sitting in your chair, huddling your comfortable animal, but not going anywhere with it, right? It's okay to be still, but don't be still in fear, because you don't need to be afraid. Afraid is an old habit, and we don't want to keep juggling that, because it's just going to hold you back from your comfort, from your stability, from your stress-free, precious, pain-free existence. So precious are both of these, but you're going to find when you stop juggling, you finally figure out how to collect them both. A good way to think about this as I'm finishing the reading off here. That was a good reading. I feel very good and happy about your energy. It feels nice, and I'm feeling very confident in your ability. I hope this was functionally meaningful for you, that it could give clarity. However, what I feel about that, maybe it's not important. Alright, well I forgot of it. It may not be that important, I guess. See you. Alright. Well, there will be more readings. I'm getting better at this stuff. I've been doing it for a while. I just need to make sure I can read before I created more of these. Sorry, I know. If anybody does that to me, I'm always like, damn, how are you gonna do that? I'm sorry. However, be creative, be wacky, get out of your box. But I will see you in the next one. And I hope you love yourself, feel good, entertain those good feelings.